First of all, congratulations. I mean, what a big achievement, and how wonderful must you have felt there?
Absolutely. I think it was a huge honor and it was really like a dream come true. I think as an actor, one would never imagine that you'll go on such a huge global platform and represent Pakistan. But to get that chance and to
Yeah,
do it eventually is so surreal, you
yeah.
know.
So tell us a little bit about it. I mean, we saw you there, and we
Yeah.
saw you looking really glamorous on the red carpet, and arriving in Cannes and all of that. But how did it all come around? मतलब कैसे हुआ? Joyland तो release नहीं हुई, किसी ने देखी नहीं.
Bilkul. So we shot Joyland in October 2021,
Right.
which is about 7-8 months ago.
Yeah.
And one would expect कि अभी post पे काम हो रहा होगा and stuff. And all of a sudden, it was Saim's birthday. So our co-producer, Sana Jafri, says, we're going to wish Saim a birthday and we want to do a FaceTime wish for him.
Okay.
So we were like, okay. And at that time, I was, Art House was opening.
Huh.
So I was in Urdu Bazaar buying paints and stationery. And we get online and everybody's wishing him. And he's like, guys, I have a surprise for you. And I'm like, shouldn't it be the other way around?
Yeah.
And he tells us that we're going to Cannes. And
Wow.
I was like, wow,
Wow,
and Urdu Bazaar mein main bahut zyada emote bhi nahi kar sak rahi thi. But it was just, it was so unimaginable. And then we all got together, we went to, so our trip really started from Lahore to Islamabad for the visa. And we all got into a van and we traveled there and we got our visas. The embassy was so delighted.
Oh, I'm sure.
And they were so like, this is a huge honor that Pakistan's embassy is approaching that offer. And we did that. We got our visas. And there we were reaching Cannes, and everybody reached at their own time. So the last was I, obviously. And we reached there, and the next day was our photo call. Now, Amina, photo call, you've seen like Tom Cruise and, all these amazing artists doing those photo calls every year. And there you are getting ready for a photo call at Cannes. And you're just like, what is happening? Then we arrived there and they were so pleasant and they were so like they understood that we are coming for the first time. They gave us our time. They made us comfortable. We were all very, we were not jumping out of our skins, really. We were all very contained. And that felt so good. Like, we were okay. We understood the ginormousness of the platform. But we were all very contained, and that's what I really liked about all of us.
और उस वक्त तक ये भी नहीं पता था ना कि standing ovation मिलेगा या इतनी well receive होगी या award मिलेंगे.
Yes.
उस वक्त तक
I mean, we were just over the moon that we are representing or taking our first Pakistani feature film to a place like Cannes. And so we did the photo call. The photographers were amazing. They were hooting and we're like, okay, this is not so, it's not stuck up. They're all very comfortable. They make you comfortable. We did the photo call and Alina was our star and she got the highlight and we were most happy for her. Then Saim, very chilled out, very laid back. So it wasn't like we were trying too hard to, get their attention. Just by being ourselves, we were getting the attention. So that was really nice.
And I'm getting a feel कि वहाँ पे होने से ही attention मिल जाती है.
Absolutely. And I feel that for the first time, a film coming from Pakistan was a delightful experience even for them, and then we had the red carpet, we had the premiere. The premiere was just so magical. We were telling each other before the movie that, look, nobody's supposed to cry, okay? Because the end is very emotional. And also because we had, sort of felt that for a month while we were shooting. It felt real. It felt our story. We felt like it was, each one of us felt like it was our story and it was a real story. But by the end, like, so Sano was sitting next to me, Sania Saeed, and Rasti is sitting on the other side. And so Sania का एक सीन आता है, हम सानिया के हाथ पकड़ रहे हैं कि रोइएगा नहीं. रास्ती का सीन आता है, मैं रास्ती के हाथ, मेरा सीन आता है, ये दोनों मेरे हाथ. And when we got up and the lights came on, I realized it was uncontrollable.
Yeah.
We were all crying. वो खुशी के भी आंसू थे, वो गम के भी आंसू थे. It was a mix sort of lava of emotions that everybody felt. And then to get the standing ovation.
Yeah.
I mean, in our category, un certain regard, nobody got that long of a standing ovation. Like, it was a 8-10 minute standing ovation.
Yeah.
And it was just like out of the movies.
Out of the movies,
It felt unreal.
It must have been overwhelming.
It was, and I feel that, you know, we work so hard and in circumstances and conditions which are not very perfect here in Pakistan. So it was like everybody's appreciating and acknowledging that, what we go through as artists.
Right.
You know, and for the first time, like, the world is acknowledging that. And they are, you know, praising you for all the hard work.
Right, right.
Saim is just unbelievable. It was my first time working with him.
Yeah.
And he has lived with this script for 7 years.
Really?
And, or perhaps even more. And I felt like he totally deserved this. And then we had the awards for our category. And they called us. So I was trying to ask my producer, I'm like, Apurva, please tell us, are we winning something, or should we dress up in a certain way? She's like, no, just, you know, they just want Saim there, because Saim was really ill by then.
Right.
He had so many interviews, he was overworked, underslept. And then, because Khan itself is so overwhelming.
Right.
So we had our producers who were unbelievable producers from abroad, from LA, who were throwing us dinners and, you know, just celebrating us every night. So he was totally overworked. So when they said, she said, maybe, because they're really asking for Saim. You know, they're saying, even if he can come for 10-15 minutes. Ajay. You know, he has to be there. So there's something fishy. And that was just like, oh my God, you know.
Amazing.
And then, and then they had us sit right in front, which was a very, you know, like a big deal for us to all of, and we were about like 24 plus people.
Right.
We had our stylist, we had our choreographers, we had our, you know, assistant directors, we had our cinematographer from Lebanon, Joe, who did a fantastic job. And we were all there. And so the first award went out, the second award, so they start backwards. And so Alina is like looking down, she's like, ek chali gayi movie, dusri chali gayi, hum kab aayenge? And I'm like, wait for it. And then they announced the jury prize.
Yeah.
So it was the favorite of the jury, which is, I think,
amazing. It's amazing.
As it is, a Cannes Film Festival is a very artistic, independent cinema encouraging platform.
Yeah.
And then in that, you have these amazing juries from all around the world, jury members. And then they liked your work and they appreciated your work. So when they took Saim's name, when they said from Pakistan, we just like wanted to jump out of our seats and hoot and, you know, all of that. So it was just wonderful. Even at the premiere, we had the standing ovation. At the award ceremony, when they took Joyland's name, people were just not stopping. They just kept on clapping.
Amazing.
And to get that kind of reception felt like we've done justice to a story.
I mean, I'm getting that feeling of elation, you know, complete, absolute.
Yes.
Fantastic, fantastic. Sarwat, we haven't seen the film, and although we've tried to get a private sort of a link to it, lekin I believe कि कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि it's going to play in theatres in Pakistan as well, after a couple of cuts maybe.
Yes, absolutely.
And so you play the character Nuchi.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about your character.
So I'll tell you a little bit about the film.
Yeah.
It's a film set in a small house in Lahore, Gawal Mandi. So we were, you know, kidding, like Gawal Mandi se Cannes tak ka safar. You know, very interesting. And I think Saim wanted to talk about those issues we generally don't see in films. You know, films are normally very sugar-coated or commercial and sanitized, you know. So I felt like it talks about patriarchal society. It talks about the pressures on a woman to give birth to a male child in the family, the pressure of a girl who's Rasti, she wants to work, and how it sort of fringes between how she has to stay home and take care of the family. So how difficult it is for a girl to work in a Pakistani family after getting married.
Right.